Generic greetings and welcome to Beverage plus Besiege. Today's beverage is mead. A traditional sieging beverage. It's not mead. It would be nice if it was mead, but it's just green tea. Anyway, this is the sandbox mode of Besiege. I know I've been featuring this quite a bit at the moment, but I thought we'd check it out a bit because, well, I have a beverage and I thought I would try something out. Now, in my series, I've been doing different challenges and different things and taking out people's ideas and suggestions. And there's something that a couple of people have suggested and something that I've thought about. What about making a walking vehicle? Something that can walk. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm going to give it a try. Now, this is the sandbox mode that is... Well, it's weird because this is an alpha game that is actually very, very polished anyway, but this is... work in progress, they say. This is a work in progress game, and this feature is definitely work in progress. So we have no idea if this will actually work. But my idea is to make a vehicle that can walk, okay? So I have no idea if this is even possible, but I'm going to give it a go. So what I'm doing is just extending the platform either side, and I've never really... I've only had this just idea. I've never even thought about really how we're going to do this, but I'm guessing we're going to have to use hinges, and we're going to have to use... Do we use hinges, or what? I'm trying to think what we can use to make it walk. Could use suspensions. We're going to have to use suspensions. Contractible springs is probably the way to go. We could make it like a clockwork toy. And so the legs move back and forwards. And the best way to do that, I guess, would be... now, this is probably going to not work. I'll just point that out right now. Maybe if we put that in the centre like that. And then we put on the side... probably some spinning blocks like that, right? Either side. And then we put on wooden struts like that, okay? So they'll go around, which in turn it'll be like a bit of a cam and up and down. So it turns, hang on, which is rotation into, I'm trying to think what the motions are. Reciprocating motion into a linear motion? Or is it the other way around? It's basically going to turn that's going up, it's going to go round and round into an up and down motion, which will be our legs. If that even works. Right, I think I've got it too long actually, but I'm going to keep it like that just so I can adjust it. And then on, I think we'll give it some little struts so it can actually sit there. There we go. And then we'll ground it. Right, so if we play that, what's going to happen is they're going to turn. And that's doing a lot of damage to itself, I think. Anyway, let's just connect these. Oh, we'll connect them up because I think it's... let's just erase that because I think it's a little bit ropey. Oh my good grief, that's just stop that. Erase them blocks. We'll put some smaller ones on. So there... Oh, that's wrong. There and there. And there's a reason why I'm putting them on the other side, and I want to actually edit that block. Ah, it's just spinning. We can't alter the speed. That's a shame. Alpha game is alpha. Right, so if that's going that way, we want to have it so we connect up. I think we're going to have to raise it here. So if that's going around like that, we want it to make a leg go up and down. Or do we? Actually, I think the best way of doing this is have a... I don't know. A hinge. We'll need a hinge, won't we? We'll put a hinge on the back here, like that. And I've really just, yeah, I haven't really thought much about this. I have thought I've actually had a couple of ideas on how to do this, but it's quite difficult. We'll put them like that. Like that. Can we not rotate it a bit? No, we can't. That's a shame. We can't really edit the hinge either. So it would have to be like that and like that. Which would then be down by that and then I guess if we just erase that block there, we're making like a foot. This is so not gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Right, so that's that. Okay, so we've got these. Oh my good grief, this is not gonna. I know it's not gonna work. So what's gonna happen is that's gonna spin around. And that's gonna push these feet up and down. Are you ready to see the state of this? Go. Okay, it just flung the. It just flung the foot over there. Okay, it just ripped it apart. That's all it did. Why doesn't that lift up? You would think that would lift up, but it does not. Let me erase that. See, I don't know how... Obviously, the game's still in development, and in my experience, games like this tend not to be that robust anyway when it comes to... You know, you think it's... Oh, yeah, it's got really good... You know, it's got a lot of physics in it. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. Gary's mod you thought was really good as well, but it didn't so much work. Ah, the problem we have is that these are braces, and braces don't really work that way. They don't have a... What would it be? Like a... Yeah, like a wheel on the end. Alright, so what we're going to do instead is... Put a spring on it, maybe? That's a contractible spring. Okay, that's that works. That goes up and down, but you can see how the foot would actuate. Remove that. What about if we put on a hinge there and a hinge there? And then we need to put that there, and then connect them both up. Oh my god, this is not going to work. It almost worked though. Look at that. Did you see that? It lifted the foot up, that's for sure. Oh, okay, right, we're getting somewhere now. Let's translate that up, and then what we need to do is delete most of this because the leg isn't far enough down. But we can fix that. That's easily fixed. So we'll do that. Then we'll put it down. We'll have to lift it up a little bit further here. And then even further maybe? Oh, there. Remove that bit. Then have it sticking out. Okay. And then we'll erase these bits. We'll put on our hinge. I don't know where it would be. Probably about there. That's the wrong hinge, so we'll just erase that one. That's the hinge. Single block, double block, and double block. Right. I know it's going to crash to the ground, so this is not going to work, but let's just click play. I don't think it's strong enough. I don't know, actually. Let me just extend it. There, 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 and there. Okay. Go. It sort of works. I mean, it's destroying itself, but it's sort of pulling itself forward. What if we put on, say... What if we say remove, erase them, and then put on a single block, and then another one. Like that, right? And then we put maybe a... Actually, no, remove, erase that. And we put on a... suspension. Lift it up a bit. Again, don't know how that'll work. We'll put it to the ground and click play. Oh, apparently I've deleted a piece that I didn't mean to. That bit there. Anyway, let's try that again. That bit there, and then that bit there. There we go. Play. If that other one is going the same way, I reckon we could get that working, you know. Let's just copy it over. So I'll erase these blocks. And we need to copy over what we've done on the other side, which is that. It's really difficult when I'm inside other pieces. And then that. Yeah, that's correct. And then we want a hinge there. And a hinge technically on... how am I going to do this? I'm going to have to work it from both ends here just to make it correct. Spinning block there. And then we'll make it hop. It's actually going to be a bit of a hopper. This one, I think. Put it like that. Then it was a hinge. And then finally it was single block, double block, double block. There we go, that welds them all together. And then finally a couple, which I'll have to translate this up for some reason. A couple of suspensions. Suspensions. Okay. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it'll work? I'm not too confident. Oh wait, it's going the right. Okay, that's going the wrong way. Rotate that. Can we rotate that? No. Can we not just rotate that? Edit. Spinning. Great. Remove. We'll erase that. That's going that way. They're going wrong ways. Flip it. You can't flip it. I don't think you can flip it, you know. Erase blocks. I don't think you can flip it. Let's just click play. I'm pressing the flip button. Oh my. It just split in half. Oh, good grief. Right, hang on. Right, let's just I can't believe it just split itself in half. Let me just connect these up here so we got a little bit more stability here. Right. We'll go on the inside and we'll say connect up that side to there. That side to there. And we'll click. Yeah, we'll try this. Play. You know what? It does sort of work. What if we erase them? Instead of automatically spinning blocks, which we can't control, what about... we could use steering. We could use steering, actually. I don't know what else we could use. There's pistons, no, which I was going to use originally. There was suspension. It's going to have to be steering. Apparently it doesn't like going there. Erase and erase that. Put a steering block there. And then can I put one of them there? Yes. Okay, so that's fine. So I'll have to remove them two pieces. I've just removed something somewhere and I don't know where it was. I think it's that block there. Yes, it is. Right. Just want a steering block again. Which is going the wrong way, but I can alter that. Then one of them. And then we need to edit that one. So we'll say, we won't say right. In fact, we'll say left is up. And that is that one. Hang on. And then that one. And that one, that one. Right. Oh, yes. It's a cam. And it sort of works. If it wasn't for the suspension, I reckon that would function. Remove the suspension. And then I think we'll put on a hinge. Because a hinge will keep the... oh, that's the wrong way. The hinge will keep the surface area... well, we'll have a flatter surface area and then a foot. I could use a wooden foot like that. Yep, we'll have a wooden foot. And we'll try that. Play. Nope, it does not work. Okay, that's that. Okay, fine. Erase blocks, that one, and then we'll put on a an actual tour then. So we'll go. Oh, good grief! I'm gonna have to traverse this up a bit. We'll put that around there. Then we'll go there, and then finally there. Right. Should we try it? Play. So forward. And move it. Oh, good grief! The foot is not. Right, hang on. Hang on, right? Stop that. What we need to do is put suspension on the foot so it's still got a bit of give. Still needs to have a bit of give in it. I think I'm overcomplicating this, aren't I? Let's just get rid of this bit here. Get rid of all of them. And we'll go for a standard block like that, and then a big foot on the front. Let's just try that, okay? Let's go. Play, go. And that, for some reason, just dropped that one there. It has a habit of doing that. Play, right. Play. And forward. Well, it's not really the fastest walking machine I've ever made. I've made better with Lego. And it doesn't necessarily walk as much as I want. See, what I would have to do to make it walk properly, I would have to actually have 4 legs. And then, actually, to make it stable, I would have to have 6 of these legs. And have them alternate. So that if it was, say, a leg here, a leg there, and a leg there, those 2 would lift up while that one stands, so it didn't tip to the right. And then this one moves forward. And then, yeah, so we'd alternate. It would be 2 on the left, 1 on the right. And then 2 on the right, 1 on the left. And that would make it stable. But, I'll be honest. I don't have nowhere near enough beverage for that. But, that sort of works. Where is it? There's a lot of compression. This was always my problem with physics games. I used to play a lot of Garry's Mod, like, you know, not a long time ago, but I used to play a lot of Garry's Mod back in the day, and spent time building these sort of machines, walking machines and vehicles that would lift and drop and move stuff, and the physics were they used to really simultaneously annoy me and excite me, because you could do all of these things. Like I think I made at one point like a V8 engine in Garry's Mod with loads of mods and things like that, loads of wire mod and all sorts of things on it, and you could make these really fantastic things, and then it would get to a point where the physics would fall down. They wouldn't be robust enough to handle what you were trying to make, and that's exactly what's happening here. Things are bending, and they shouldn't. I guess they can bend. I think the whole point is that they can wobble and stuff. But if it was more solid, if there's a way to make things solid, then we'd be able to have this. But it does walk. Look, I mean, we've crawled about half its own length in probably 2 minutes, so it does function. I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to try this walking machine again, but I think instead of using this sort of cam, I'm going to use probably hydraulics. I think that's probably the best way of doing it. But yeah, do we have hydraulics? I don't think we have hydraulics as such. We have what was it? Contractible springs. Yeah, we have contractible springs, which you'll probably use. Obviously, game is still very early on development, so a lot of things could change. Very nice sandbox thing, though. Anyway, I think we're going to leave it there. There you go. There's a walking machine. I would love to know if you could do better. Just drop me a tweet if you can, and with a video or whatever, and or some pictures, because that's a good idea. That's a nice little challenge, isn't it? Might do more of these. If you want to see more of these sort of things, just enjoying a quick beverage while making something, please give me a shout, because I'll be honest, I just like to play this game. I just like playing this game. Anyway, links in the description so you can check it out yourself. I hope you do. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.